Alright, so in last video we looked at the rich editor in a bit more detail, but we want to take a look at merge attacks in this video. So I want to go ahead and we're going to look at the merge attacks here. So to start with, we can go in and add something like auth name and put in just a random number thing here. Let's just add it like that. Head into the article edit, see what happens. You don't see anything, and that's correct. So what we need to look at here is if we go into using merge attacks into documentation, you can see, one, we actually just add in an array of items. So we could have author name and email and current date, maybe the title of the article, just a few random things. And we can then go ahead in here in the rendering, we go ahead and add in the information. So if we maybe head into our web.php file, let's create a route get articles article. Don't need a controller for now, we just have this up here. View article to show. So if we go into resources, views, we're gonna have an articles folder. And we're gonna have a show.blade.php file, and we are in this case just gonna have a div in here with a rich content renderer make, basically just do exactly what it says in here. So what I want to do instead of doing this is I'm gonna have some PHP up here using the PHP blade directive. Now let's go ahead and set content to this, add in the content here. And in this case, we going back to our web.php file, we are articles.show. And if we head in here, we should just be able to say article content or body, I think in this case. So if we go back in here and have this URL to point to the correct one, make sure we have an equal sign here. So if we go back up to articles table, in here we can say root articles dot or whatever we call the root in here. So let's call this articles to show. Then we can pass through the record. Like we get this text printed out, which is great. We need to head into our article form, add in merger tags. And there we go. So now we need to go ahead into our show component again. Let's just use name and today. So if we head back in to articles form, and I have name and today. Back in here, pass through the name and today, save this, back to articles, and we get an issue. The reason being is we are calling record in here when we don't have that. So we need to go article, username. There we go. We now have these two merge attacks which are being rendered in here. You can see it being rendered in a paragraph and in a span tag, just like regular HTML. And that's it. Now obviously this could look a lot better, and we are gonna make this look better. But we now have an article page and some content being rendered here. The only other thing we can do in this case is just adding in a layout here. So if we go ahead and add this, we call this, in this case, it's not going to be translatable. So let's go ahead and add an article title. Actually, let's just go ahead and do a extends components layouts. So if we head into our components layouts, we actually in here get a slug pass through. But if we look at something like some of the other pages in here, I think we can leave this for the next video. I think we're also going to move this into a livewire component. So let's just have this in here as it is and leave it for the next one.